We are past the halfway point, and I'm going to keep pushing us forward in this direction where we are building a process based on leadership traits, systems, and now we're moving into developing people. So, we talked about just identifying great leadership qualities and how to implement them under big changes or new endeavors. And we referenced just Donald Trump and chose to be positive about that conversation. Then in segment two, we talk specifically about the first 4 hours and the mechanics of the first 4 hours that set up your culture, your expectations, and your productivity, and can completely get everyone in alignment from literally the first half of the first day being on the job. And now we're going to talk about you have these people, they're working in your teams, in your company, and you have to develop them. And I want you to hear a quote real quick. Millionaires develop incredible systems, but billionaires develop incredible people. So you heard me talking about in the first 4 hours, you have to give SOPs and job responsibilities and workflows to hold this person accountable to you. That's your new hire. But what you really want to do, if you want to ultimately expand your bandwidth in your company, you can't just have these awesome systems that people rely on and then they become zombies fulfilling a role inside of a system and a workflow, but instead you develop incredible people. So let's take a little quick journey on about, I'm going to pick 5 ways for us to really develop people. And I have previously on the show talked about the tetrahedron. Okay, the tetrahedron is just a three-sided pyramid instead of your normal Egyptian pyramid that has 4 sides and a base. This has 3 sides and a base, and it is the best way. This is one of the most strongest structures found in nature, and this is how you build somebody and expand yourself. One side of the tetrahedron is going to be mental toughness and emotional regulation. Another one is going to be skill set. It's going to be some type of education and skill that can be utilized. Then another one is going to be the physical side of things, your health and fitness. Another one is going to be spiritual or faithfulness and fortitude in that capacity. And so those make up your 4 sides. And then there's going to be a fifth way that we wrap that all together. So let's talk about area one, building some mental toughness, some resilience, and emotional regulation. You can teach people in your staff the mechanisms for emotional regulation, anything from breathing exercises to learning how to take things professionally and not personally. You can give them little scenarios or little opportunities to experience stress and build that emotional character. The ability to go perform a challenging task and do hard things and get frustrated, but still get a resolution and an answer is one of the things that does it as well. You can take tests and do online courses about self awareness, about emotional intelligence, and things like that. And if you do this, you will start finding that people will want to learn more about themselves, learn more about their neighbor and their teammate, and therefore figure out how they can be a better teammate, a better servant, and also manage their own stress. So, stress techniques, like I said, like some breathing exercises, just mindfulness type of activities like journaling, that's a really good one. Those can build emotional control under pressure. And then I always like to provide perspective. So in my career in law enforcement, there's some pretty critical days. Somebody could get shot. You can violate somebody's civil rights and have an incredible federal lawsuit on your hand. Those are like the worst case scenarios that actually very rarely occur. But in the accounting world, we might have a little freak out moment, and I just give perspective. Hey guys, did anybody get shot? No. Has anybody violated civil rights? No. Well, then we can fix this. And that perspective can train emotional regulation as well. Not everything is the biggest deal. Don't make mountains out of molehills. Another one is in developing core competencies. So that's education and skillfulness and the ability to, through mentorship and through cross training, have professional development of the actual hard skills. This is generally what we focus on in the professional world, and we forget the other 3 categories. We want somebody to be, let's say, accounting world, a better bookkeeper and be certified in this and have a QuickBooks certificate and have a credential here and an EA and a CPA and all these things and just really develop their skills. When that is definitely a piece that adds value, it's not the only part. We're selling ourselves short if we only look on skill building. You know, think about a boxer who only learns technique and they can throw the perfect technique and have the perfect system of blocking, but they never develop speed and power. So with perfect technique, that will serve you well. But if you have no speed or power, you can land a jab and even a hook on this guy all day, but never truly land the impact. You need to wholly develop your skill set. So your skills are simple. You take a mentorship program and you teach them how to execute this component of the job, how to then learn this component of how to lead a client meeting, how to execute a sales pitch, how to literally install the mechanism that controls the entire irrigation system, right? How to dismantle and reassemble an engine so you can perform a full diagnostic depending on your industry. So skill training is very important and you should concentrate on it, but it's not the only tool. Find people that have expertise in their areas and then teach them how to teach, develop presentations, attack the multiple ways of learning that adult facilitated learning, again, where you can see something, hear something, you can touch something, you can do something, you can write something down and imprint your skills and grow your skills as fast as possible. You want to enhance intelligence and skill along the way, allowing this person to excel in their field and also helps them plan for long-term success. That is great. Now, there's another side to this tetrahedron. Okay. It is the lifestyle of physical health and fitness. So I like to compare this one very well. Think about, most people are familiar with pastors and preachers, and you have this pastor, this preacher that is incredibly articulate, knows the ins and outs of scriptures. They're a wonderful speaker. They dress nice. They've got literally a beautiful family. They've got their financial endeavors in order. They seem to be firing on all cymbals, but that preacher weighs 400 pounds. Do they lose some credibility in your eyes? When the preacher comes to talk about, self-control and the sin of gluttony, do they start to lose some credibility? So you need to develop yourself in all areas. A leader should be physically fit, emotionally fit, mentally fit, skillful, and they should be able to put all this stuff into practice. And they should have a series of mechanisms in place that help them develop all of them. But you do have to, in order to develop your people, encourage them to have healthy lifestyle. Don't let them work double and triple shifts and work a 24-hour shift and then crash their system and be worthless as an employee for 2 or 3 days as they recover their sleep cycle. Don't sit here and just stuff cake and cookies down their faces all the time. Offer healthy snacks and healthy options if you're one of the people that likes to buy lunches for your employees. Get incentives and benefit programs that let them build their health and fitness and that of their families as well. If you get healthier people, you get healthier employees. There's more energy, there's more positive thinking, there's more productivity, and then they're going to develop their skill and emotional regulation better. It all fits together. The more somebody becomes strict and disciplined in their skill or strict and disciplined in emotional regulation, the more likely they are to be strict with their fitness and their diet. And then another thing is the faithful side, the spiritual side of things. You need to develop that somebody is working outside of themselves, regardless of being faithful or not, to whatever religion or God you honor. If you do not work outside of yourself for any type of higher purpose, you are self-serving only. And you cannot formulate relationships. You cannot formulate things that are going to be long-term and significant. You have to serve outside of yourself for something greater than you. So generally in the United States, we see the Christian faith or maybe the Jewish faith are two of the most predominant. And you see that people are worshiping and doing something for a greater purpose. They need to have fortitude in whatever their faith system is. They need to have integrity in their morals. If you can encourage your people without crossing all of these civil boundaries, just to be people of integrity, to have a moral code, whatever that code may be, that person will expand themselves. They will now have that foundation that they can stand on when something terrible happens in life, because it will happen. When you have a death or a loss or an injury or a sickness or something bad happens to you, people with no foundation here really take a serious impact. They really have a hard time. So don't let your people experience that. Encourage them to go out and grow themselves in all four areas. Now, as you grow people in all four areas, the mental toughness, the skillfulness, the education, you get the physical and health side of things, and you get the spiritual fortitude. Now you have to present real world challenges. This is the fifth way for them to go and excel. Create a scenario, create a client relationship, create a project or something that needs to be done, and I'm going to go test you. And you put them out there and let them use in a practical exercise or maybe an actual real world problem where they can go solve this. They can build the confidence. They can have these decision making abilities grow because they're ready and applying all of their learning and their skill. They take on larger responsibilities and they go from leading small projects to medium projects to full teams and large projects. Give them the real world application. If you just sit here and actually take a really good effort to develop people over time, but never give an outlet for application, you're selling yourself and them short, and you're never going to truly delegate. So develop people so that you can now have these well-rounded people that can go out and in any four of the presentations that show up in life, they are ready, they are solid, and they're good to go. Then give them that chance and let them succeed and surprise you with the results. If you do that, your systems and your people that have been grown and developed over time are going to lead everyone to success. Stay tuned for our final segment. We're going to see how this applies to a specific set of people. We'll be right back with more pivotal change in our final segment of the night right after this.